It's me, Paul Van Squike, your Taekwondo guide, and this is Topic Tuesday. Some people watch my other videos, my highly edited technical videos, and they don't understand what this Topic Tuesday thing is. They go, this stuff is silly. Why do you make this stuff? It's not going to help you get views. You know what? It helps me get quality views because I have a regular audience here that joins me every week for Topic Tuesday and leaves lots of good topics to talk about. So while it may not get 50,000 views, it is a quality audience, and I really appreciate Topic Tuesday listeners. If you're new to Topic Tuesday, it's really simple. You just leave a comment or question in the comment section below, and I'll address it. I'll talk about it on the next Topic Tuesday. You may have noticed that my last 3 have been live. I thought that was going to be a nice feature moving forward, but for whatever reason, YouTube does not prioritize the live recordings, and so they were only getting about 33% of the normal viewership, and so I thought, well, that's just not worth it. I'm going to go back to the old format. So here we are, pre-recorded Topic Tuesdays again. And before I jump into your topics, I thought I'd share something that's kind of interesting. I'm planning on starting some technique videos again this week. And I've had some success improving my hip. How? Well, for about a month and a half, I've been experimenting with the carnivore diet. If you're not familiar with the carnivore diet, you just eat animal products. For whatever reason, the carbohydrates seem to cause inflammation, and when your body goes into a fasting state known as ketosis, the inflammation goes away. So you feed yourself only meats, and your body has to draw energy from your fat sources instead of from carbohydrates, and you enter this state known as ketosis, which is where the keto diet gets its name. I've seen about a 40% reduction in pain and inflammation using this approach. Now, for a straight month, I only ate meat, and then after, I started allowing myself 1 cheat meal a week, which has worked quite well, until Saturday this weekend, when I went to this delicious restaurant that I love, which is Amish home cooking, and they have an Amish home cooking buffet, and I ate all these noodles and potatoes, and I had 2 cookies and a roll, and I'll tell you, I still feel beat to hell from that. So, apart from that one mishap, it's worked quite well in reducing my pain. And I just thought I'd share that for anyone else who's dealing with chronic injuries, that it seems quite effective. Whether or not you can make it work in your lifestyle is another question, but being armed with the knowledge is certainly handy. So check that out if you're interested in it. It's called the Carnivore Diet, and there are some things you'll want to be aware of before you start it. This is not a diet channel, but there's lots of good information about it out there that you can find. All right, so expect this week a new technique video, and hopefully more moving forward. Let's jump into your questions. From Jonathan Yo, 8771. Question, why aren't there many U50 or even U60 divisions for kyorugi? So kyorugi is sparring, and he's referring to senior divisions, basically people in their 50s and 60s. And then Jonathan says, you think for safety reasons or lack of participants or both? Should such divisions even be encouraged? Thank you. Yeah, I think you answered the question already. For safety reasons or lack of participants. Well, the fact of the matter is that as you age, you become more prone to injuries, and that the sparring environment, because of its unpredictability, is a place where you just frankly are more likely to be injured when you're in that age category than if you're younger. It's why a lot of older people don't spar competitively. Should it be encouraged? That comes down to the individual. My take on it, it's the same statement that Ian Abernethy has, which is that martial arts should be both life-enhancing and life-preserving. In other words, you shouldn't do something that's regularly causing you injuries, that's degrading your body. You should do something that is healthy for your body and for the overall life that you live. So someone who's 15 can have a different approach to that than someone who is 60. It's just the laws of the realm we inhabit. If you're asking me my opinion, I would not be encouraging 60-year-old people to spar competitively. I don't think that that falls into the life-preserving and life-enhancing category. I think the risks become too high and the rewards too small. Again, this is something that needs to be judged on an individual basis, but in a general sense, I think once you've reached those ages, competitive sparring probably is not appropriate for you if you wish to make your practice life-preserving and life-enhancing. From Daryl, 2023. Hello, it looks as if last week's comment was overlooked. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I do that from time to time, so he reposted it. So Daryl says, couldn't agree more with your latest topic Tuesday. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think wrestling is known more for pin as jiu-jitsu is for submission in the eyes of newbies for those martial arts which spikes the enrollment. Thanks for letting us know a time for the next stream. We can prepare for topic Tuesday, coffee, and for some loyal viewers, maybe even a clean-pressed dobok. No, I'm not going to wear a dobok for topic Tuesday, ever. You know how much I wear a dobok already? I wear doboks constantly. So I'm not going to dress in a dobok so that I can then undress and then dress in a dobok again. Sorry. I don't know how that will enhance your listening experience. I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, the question starts here because he says, all jokes aside, if you'd like to add to next week's, I always wondered the purpose of the International Referee Certificate the WT offers. At what level are these a requirement? Or do they even still issue them? Daryl, I'm really sorry, I don't know anything about that. I don't work directly with the WT on anything, which leads to this next part of the question. Also, I'm sure accidents are minimal in a professional training environment, although is first aid training part of most WT curriculums, or perhaps not being a paramedic adds liability issues? How does that work with running a dojang? Have a good week, sir. Here in the United States, there are no regulations on what is required to run a martial arts school of any kind. Further, the WT does not audit Taekwondo schools and say you need to be doing this, this, and this, or you can't call yourself WT. I have never worked with any governing bodies for Taekwondo ever, outside of participating in one of their events. So nobody tells me what is needed to do to run a martial arts school, and there's no government regulations here in the United States that say that you need any particular skill set in order to run a martial arts school. That being said, first aid training is never a bad idea for anybody in any profession. It's a good thing to just generally know, probably a more useful set of self-defense skills than learned in any program labeled as a self-defense program. All right. From Anonymous Dude. Hello, sir. My question is, how did you get into Taekwondo, and how did you come up with the idea of starting a Taekwondo dojang? I have a video called Taekwondo Saved Me, and you can see the long version of this story in that video. Taekwondo saved me or Taekwondo saved my life. Check that one out. But the simple answer is I had a friend who got involved in Taekwondo, and when I found out, I thought that sounded really fun, and so I went and did some classes while he was still training, and he dropped after a few weeks of me starting, and I fell in love with it. Now, I had an additional career path planned before starting a Taekwondo school. I wanted to work in video production. Don't judge these too harshly. I can do a higher quality video. These are meant to be quick and dirty. No, but I did actually do some freelance video work for a while on top of owning a Taekwondo school. But I wanted to perhaps get into the film industry, which in retrospect was probably a terrible idea, so I'm glad I did not pursue that career path. But I did 2 years of community college, sort of building the prerequisites needed to move into a more advanced film degree, and I was presented with the option of opening a Taekwondo school through my other instructors. They thought there was a good place for me to start and suggested I do it. And that's the decision I made. I thought, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to run a Taekwondo dojo. And I've been doing that ever since. I was 21 at the time, and I am now 36. In fact, October is the 15-year mark of making that decision. So that is how I decided to do it. Motivations for it were simply having a passion for the martial arts and feeling like I had a lot to offer in terms of instruction, that I could run a decent program and really provide something of value to people and give back to others what martial arts had done for me. So that is, to this day, my goal. All right, from Keisha, TKDNP. Thank you, sir. I love Topic Tuesdays. Yes, tell that to the people who don't understand that this stuff is for you guys. I have a follow-up question about sparring. When doing drills on a heavy bag, should I be in full sparring gear to mimic actual sparring? I feel like I do so much better when I control spar without gear, endurance-wise. Please advise. Well, when it comes to these sorts of questions, nobody really knows the answer for sure. But what I can tell you is that the Olympic coach that my sparring coach worked with, that he spent 4 years training with, frequently does sparring drills without all the gear on. In fact, if you look at high-level athletes training in other YouTube videos, you'll see that they do a lot of their exercise without all of the gear on. This leads me to believe that it's not critical to practice all of your sparring exercises with all of the gear on. Now, does that mean that's absolutely the right answer? I don't know. I don't know that anybody has run the experiment. So, Keisha, you can be the person to run the experiment if you want to. Try it with your gear on, try it with your gear off. Which one do you think is giving you more value in terms of being able to perform when you're sparring? Because I don't have a black and white answer for you on that one. All I can tell you is that I've not seen it done by anyone ever at the top of the game. But people do things differently at the top of the game now than they did 10 years ago. So nobody at the top of the game has all of the answers. So maybe you know something that they don't. The point is that I don't have any proof either way. So if you want to run the experiment, feel free to do so and report back to us so we know what you discovered. Okay, from McFly3374. Do all Taekwondo schools offer to teach more acrobatic kicks like the 540 kick? No, I imagine they don't. It is not an official part of my curriculum here at all. Have I taught it to students? Maybe 3 people. I myself cannot perform this kick. I know how it operates. In fact, way back in 2006, I went to the Kukyoan, and one of the instructors there was kind enough to spend some time with me in a desperate attempt to get me to do the kick, a time when I had all the physical attributes needed to do the kick, and I never quite got it. But I know how to teach it because of that experience, and as a result, I've gotten 3 people to achieve the motion, but I can't do it myself. Now, did I teach it in any official capacity? No, it was always sort of an after-class thing or as part of a demonstration. It was never something that was part of my curriculum here, and I don't know of any schools that have it as an official part of the curriculum, but I'm sure they're out there. There's demonstration Taekwondo, and then there's sort of everyday Taekwondo, and that typically falls more into demonstration Taekwondo. And a lot of people who do everyday Taekwondo don't need all that stuff from demonstration Taekwondo and would hurt themselves trying to learn it. Anyway, I don't know if that's just something you're interested in. I think that is my entire set of questions for this week. So, that'll wrap it up for Topic Tuesday. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Again, every time I get questions, I know that this is providing some value to people in spite of those who don't understand what it's all about. So if you want Topic Tuesday to stay alive and well, please drop some comments in the comments section, and I'll be happy to discuss them on next week's edition of Topic Tuesday. And don't forget, I do have a website called tkdguide.com where I have some free training courses, some about physical fitness, some about technical material, and I have a paid course all about the Taekwondo Pumse, which is highly, highly detailed. In fact, someone bought one over the weekend, and I've gotten feedback from numerous individuals that it's really helpful for breaking down every movement in the Taekwondo Pumse. And then there's a sparring course that's really good for building sparring reflexes. So check those out, and until next time, enjoy your